Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Police Cars Revolving Light Dispatch exclusive. Boat and Oates real wedding finally happening live 2025. A love story the world can't stop watching. The entertainment world stood still today as Dispatch, the ever-watchful eye of Asia's celebrity scene, confirmed the news everyone has been secretly waiting for but never thought would actually happen. Boat and Oates real wedding is happening live in 2025. What began as whispered rumors over the past months has now exploded into the loudest headline of the year. And tonight, millions of fans across the globe are glued to their screens as every single moment of this historic event unfolds in real time. From Bangkok to Seoul, Manila to Los Angeles, the internet has virtually frozen under the sheer weight of excitement. Social media is in chaos. Hashtags like #BoatOatWedding, #HappilyEverAfterBoatOat, and #DispatchLiveWedding trending worldwide within minutes. Fans who have followed their journey from on-screen chemistry to real-life affection are now witnessing the ultimate dream, a wedding that feels like the ending of a drama, except this one is undeniably real. The morning of the wedding. Part 1 of this unforgettable day begins with the soft breaking of dawn in Bangkok, the chosen city for their union. The sky painted itself in hues of gold and rose, as though nature itself was eager to bless the moment. Dispatch cameras captured the first exclusive glimpses. A convoy of sleek black cars quietly arriving at the grand riverside venue, each carrying close family, friends, and industry insiders. The venue itself is the stuff of fairy tales. Set beside the shimmering Chao Phraya River, the location combines modern elegance with timeless Thai tradition. Floating lanterns are prepared to be released later in the evening, thousands of white orchids drape across every archway, and golden silk banners ripple in the morning breeze. Even from the early hours, it was clear, this wasn't just a wedding, it was a cultural masterpiece. The guests begin to arrive. Dispatch live feeds showed fans screaming in delight as familiar faces from the Thai entertainment industry, K-drama stars, and even international singers started arriving. Each guest stepped onto a carpet lined with white petals, walking through an entrance adorned with Boat and Oates initials intertwined in a gold monogram. Some of the biggest cheers came when fellow actors and close friends who had long supported Boat and Oates' relationship appeared. Dressed in traditional Thai outfits with a modern twist, they carried an aura of pride, as though they too were part of this once-in-a-lifetime story. Fans noted that no guest entered the venue without pausing to greet the massive crowd waiting outside. In a way, it felt less like a celebrity wedding and more like a national celebration, one that everyone felt personally invested in. The emotional build-up. But the true electricity in the air was not just from the grandeur. It was from the knowledge that after years of speculation, denial, teasing interviews, and countless are they or aren't they debates, Boat and Oates were finally saying yes to forever. Dispatch reporters described the atmosphere as surreal, noting that even the press who had covered countless celebrity weddings before admitted this one felt different. It feels like history, one journalist whispered on a live feed. They're not just getting married, they're redefining what love looks like in front of the whole world. The first glimpse of Boat. As the morning ceremonies began, the first bombshell moment arrived. Boat was spotted stepping out of his car. Wearing a custom-made ivory Thai silk suit embroidered with delicate golden patterns, he looked like a vision straight out of a royal fairytale. His calm demeanor and soft smile only heightened the wave of screams from fans watching live. Social media erupted instantly. Within seconds, fan accounts were posting screenshots of Boat's entrance, captions ranging from "Our Prince Charming has arrived" to "Boat is glowing like a groom in love should." Even international fashion houses chimed in, praising his outfit as one of the most iconic groom looks of the decade. Oates' anticipated arrival. If Boat's entrance caused an online storm, Oates' arrival was the earthquake fans were bracing for. Though part 1 ends just as Dispatch teased the first shots of his car pulling into the venue, the anticipation has reached fever pitch. Fans are already debating what kind of attire Oates would wear, traditional, modern, or perhaps a daring mix of both. All that can be said for now is this: the world is holding its breath. The cameras are rolling, the music is swelling, and every second feels like history in motion. And this is only the beginning. Part 1 set the stage with Boat's breathtaking entrance, then Part 2 takes us straight into the heart of the wedding, the moment the world has been waiting for, Oates' arrival and the couple's first emotional reunion before their vows. The silence before the storm. The venue fell into a hushed anticipation, like the entire universe was holding its breath. Guests inside the riverside palace-like hall sat straighter in their seats, their eyes fixed on the grand doors. Outside, fans screamed and waved banners, the sound echoing like waves along the river. Livestream numbers skyrocketed into the millions within minutes, with viewers from more than 50 countries tuned in. Dispatch's live feed flashed breaking headlines across the screen. "He's here. Oates' car has arrived. Oates' unforgettable entrance." The doors opened, and there he was, Oat, stepping into history. Dressed in a traditional cream gold tie outfit fused with a sleek modern cut, he looked like he had walked straight out of a royal painting. The detailing on his attire shimmered under the lights, and his soft smile carried that mixture of nervousness and joy only true love can bring. The crowd erupted. Fans outside screamed so loudly it could be heard inside the hall. Social media shattered in real time. Tweets like "Oat is glowing, our king has arrived, and this is the most beautiful groom I've ever seen in my life" flooded every platform. Within minutes, #Oat the groom shot to the #1 global trend. What made the moment even more unforgettable was the way Oat paused, clasped his hands together in a respectful Thai greeting, and bowed gently to the audience before walking down the aisle. It wasn't just an entrance, it was a declaration of humility, respect, and love. The groom meets the groom. Inside, Boat turned at the exact moment Oat entered. Cameras zoomed in to capture the instant their eyes met, and the world collectively melted. For a few seconds, it felt like no one else existed in that hall. Boat's lips parted into a smile so wide it was impossible to miss, while Oat's eyes glistened with tears he tried to hold back. Guests later described the atmosphere as magnetic. One whispered, "You could feel the love radiating like sunlight. It was so strong it made your chest ache." Another guest admitted they had to dab at their eyes because the sincerity in Boat and Oat's gaze was simply overwhelming. The walk toward forever. Oat began walking slowly down the aisle, and every step felt like a heartbeat. Boat didn't wait. Breaking from tradition, he moved forward to meet him halfway. The crowd gasped, the live stream exploded with comments, and dispatch reporters whispered, "This is unscripted, this is raw, this is them." When they finally met in the middle, Boat reached out his hand first. Oat took it without hesitation. Cameras flashed, capturing a frame that would go down as one of the most iconic images in wedding history. Two grooms, hand in hand, standing in the center of the aisle, smiling through tears as the world watched. The first words caught on camera. Though the venue was filled with music, dispatch microphones picked up the first soft words exchanged between them. Boat leaned in and whispered something that made Oat laugh through his tears. Fans immediately began decoding it online, and within minutes, lip-reading experts claimed he had said, "You're finally mine forever." The internet, of course, erupted into chaos. Fans called it the line of the decade, already turning it into edits, GIFs, and tattoo ideas. An atmosphere of pure magic. As they walked together to the altar, the hall seemed to glow brighter. The golden orchids hanging from the ceiling sparkled in the lights, the river shimmered in the background, and even the air felt charged with romance. Friends and family rose to their feet, clapping and cheering as the grooms reached their place at the front. At that moment, it became clear, this wasn't just a wedding. This was a revolution of love, courage, and destiny. Boat and Oat's wedding turned into legend. What unfolded inside that grand riverside hall today was more than just two people exchanging vows, it was a masterclass in love, vulnerability, and the courage to say forever in front of the entire world. The ceremony begins. As the two grooms stood hand in hand at the altar, silence filled the hall once more. The officiant, a respected figure from Thailand's cultural and entertainment community, stepped forward, his voice calm but resonant. "Today, we are not simply witnesses," he began. "We are participants in history. We are gathered to celebrate two souls who dared to love boldly, who stood against whispers and rumors, and who now stand before us united, unwavering, and unafraid." The words carried weight, sending chills across the audience. Some guests were already dabbing their eyes, while others clasped their hands in silent prayer. Online, viewers typed frantically, "I can't stop crying, this feels bigger than a wedding, and I'm watching love rewrite the world in real time." Boat's vows, a promise from the heart. The officiant gestured for Boat to begin his vows. A hush descended, and Boat, his hands trembling slightly but his voice strong, turned to face Oat. Oat, he began, his voice cracking slightly, from the first day we met, I knew you were going to change my life. What I didn't know was that you would become my life. I don't remember the exact moment when admiration turned into friendship, and when friendship turned into love. But I do know this, I never want to live a single day without you in it. Tears pooled in Oat's eyes, and he bit his lip to keep from sobbing. Boat continued, his words steady but soaked with emotion. You've seen me at my best, you've seen me at my worst, and you've never once walked away. You are my anchor when I feel lost, my joy when I feel empty, and my courage when I feel afraid. Today, in front of everyone, I promise to be your safe place, your partner, your biggest supporter, and your family. I promise to grow old with you, to laugh with you until our hair turns grey, and to love you in every version of who we become. At this point, even the officiant wiped his eyes. Guests were openly crying, and the livestream chat turned into a sea of crying emojis, broken only by declarations like Boat is the husband we all dream of and this is pure poetry. When Boat finished, he reached out to gently wipe the tears rolling down Oat's cheek. It was a gesture so tender, it didn't need words. Oat's vows, the words that shattered the internet. Now it was Oat's turn. He took a deep breath, his voice already trembling before he even began. Boat, he whispered, you are the reason I believe in destiny. People say love is about finding someone who completes you, but you didn't just complete me, you made me better. You taught me how to love myself so I could love you fully. You turned every day into something worth waking up for. Oat's hands shook as he continued, but his eyes never left Boat's. I promise to stand by you in every storm, to celebrate every victory, and to hold you in every moment of doubt. I promise to be your mirror when you need to see your strength, your shield when life tries to hurt you, and your home no matter where we are. Most of all, I promise that my heart will beat for you, for today, for tomorrow, and for every day until forever. As he spoke, his tears finally spilled freely, and Boat, without hesitation, cupped his face with both hands, whispering softly, I love you. Dispatch cameras captured it all, and within minutes, social media exploded with clips. Fans across the world declared Oat's vows the most heartfelt they had ever heard. One fan posted, if Shakespeare could hear Oat right now, he'd retire. The exchange of rings. The moment had arrived. 2 velvet boxes were placed before them, each holding a simple yet stunning band, platinum rings with tiny diamonds embedded on the inside, invisible to the world but shining only for them. Boat took Oat's hand first, sliding the ring onto his finger. His voice trembled as he said, with this ring, I give you not just my love, but my life. Oat followed, his hands shaking so much that Boat had to steady them. As he slid the ring onto Boat's finger, he whispered, now the world will always know we belong to each other. When the rings finally settled into place, the hall erupted into applause, cheers, and tears. Guests stood, clapping with thunderous energy, while the livestream counter reached a historic peak. Over 10 million people were watching live. The kiss that broke the internet. The officiant smiled, his voice warm. By the power of love, courage, and the bond you have declared today, I pronounce you married. Boat and Oat, you may now seal your vows with a kiss. Without hesitation, Boat pulled Oat into his arms. Their kiss was not just gentle, it was passionate, raw, and overflowing with everything they had held back for years. The hall erupted, fans outside screamed like thunder, and online platforms nearly crashed under the weight of replays, GIFs, and edits. One headline immediately dominated the feeds. Boat and Oat's kiss is the most powerful moment of 2025. The guests' reactions. Dispatch panned to the audience, showing friends sobbing into tissues, family members clapping joyfully, and industry peers smiling with pride. Some stars even live-streamed their reactions, with one actor saying, I've never believed in fairy tales, but today, Boat and Oat made me believe. Fans outside released white balloons into the sky, each one symbolizing a wish for the couple's future. Lanterns were prepared for later, but even now, the sky seemed to glow brighter, as if the universe itself was blessing the union. A world united in love. As the ceremony concluded, Dispatch reporters noted that this wedding had transcended borders, languages, and cultures. In living rooms and phones across the globe, strangers cried together, smiled together, and believed in love a little more than they had yesterday. What Boat and Oat created wasn't just a wedding. It was a movement, a reminder that love, when it is real, raw, and fearless, is unstoppable. Dispatch exclusive: Boat and Oat's real wedding happening live 2025. The reception, the first dance, and the surprises that left everyone speechless. If the vows were the heart of the wedding, then the reception was the soul, an explosion of joy, laughter, and memories that will echo in history forever. After the tear-soaked ceremony, Boat and Oat's wedding transitioned into a celebration so dazzling and emotional that even seasoned reporters confessed, "We have never seen a reception like this in our lives." The grand transition. As the ceremony concluded, golden doors at the side of the hall opened to reveal a banquet room straight out of a dream. The riverside venue had been transformed into a glowing palace of light and flowers. Thousands of orchids hung from the ceiling like chandeliers, while the tables shimmered with crystal glasses, candles, and embroidered linens of cream and gold. Guests gasped as they stepped inside. A live orchestra played soft instrumental music, blending traditional Thai melodies with romantic Western classics. Outside, fans watching on giant screens erupted in cheers as dispatch cameras revealed every angle of the breathtaking hall. The newlyweds' entrance. Then, the moment that set the room alight, Boat and Oat entered together as newlyweds. Gone were the ceremony outfits. Instead, they now appeared in stunning evening attire. Boat wore a tailored white tuxedo with subtle gold embroidery along the lapel, while Oat stunned in a sleek black velvet suit, accented with a diamond pin. Hand in hand, they walked into the hall as guests rose to their feet, clapping and cheering. The orchestra immediately shifted to a romantic score, and the couple paused halfway into the room to bow deeply to their families, a gesture that left even the toughest hearts misty-eyed. Social media erupted with captions like "They're glowing, and this is the entrance of legends." The toasts that brought tears and laughter. The first toast came from Boat's mother, her voice trembling with pride. "I once prayed my son would find someone who truly understood him," she said, raising her glass. "Today, I see that prayer answered." Oat's father followed, his words sending the room into applause. "I used to wonder who could keep up with my son's laughter, his energy, and his fire. Today, I know the answer, it's Boat. Together, they are unstoppable." But the most unforgettable toast came from one of their closest friends in the entertainment industry, who cheekily teased, "We always knew something was going on. You thought you were hiding it well, but we saw those looks, those smiles. And now, the whole world gets to see what we always knew, you're perfect together." The hall erupted in laughter, with Boat and Oat covering their faces shyly as the cameras captured their blushes. The first dance. The lights dimmed, and the orchestra began a slow, tender piece. The announcer's voice rang out, "Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as the newlyweds take their first dance." Boat and Oat stepped onto the center of the dance floor, gazing at each other as though the rest of the world had disappeared. Boat placed his hand gently at Oat's waist, while Oat rested his head briefly on Boat's shoulder before they began to sway. It wasn't a choreographed routine. It wasn't polished or showy. It was raw, heartfelt, and intimate, just two people moving together in perfect harmony. At one point, Boat whispered something into Oat's ear that made him laugh softly through his tears, and fans online immediately began speculating. What did he say? The orchestra seamlessly transitioned into a modern ballad, and halfway through, the lights shifted, revealing the surprise. Their closest friends joined them on the floor, creating a circle of love around the couple. Guests clapped in rhythm, and fans online cried, "This feels like a fairy tale ending." The surprises for guests. But Boat and Oat weren't done yet. Halfway into the reception, they shocked everyone by announcing a performance dedicated to their fans and loved ones. "Yes, it's our wedding," Oat said with a grin, holding the mic, "but we wouldn't be here without the people who supported us all these years. So this is for you." And then it happened. The couple took the stage and sang a duet, an acoustic version of the very song that had first brought them recognition as an on-screen pair. The hall went silent as their voices blended in perfect harmony, every lyric echoing with new meaning now that they were singing it as husbands. Guests cried openly, holding each other's hands, while the livestream chat exploded into chaos. "I'm sobbing uncontrollably. This is better than any drama ending, and they turned their story into music. Fan surprises outside. Meanwhile, outside the venue, thousands of fans who couldn't be inside were not forgotten. Large screens streamed the couple's song, and suddenly, a surprise fireworks display lit up the night sky above the river. Boat and Oat had secretly arranged for the fireworks to be synchronized to their duet, so even those waiting outside were included in their happiness. Fans screamed, hugged one another, and many broke down in tears. "This isn't just their wedding," one fan told dispatch reporters outside. "This feels like our wedding too. They made us part of it." A night of endless joy. As the reception continued, the hall filled with music, laughter, and stories. Friends performed skits reenacting Boat and Oat's funniest moments, family members shared heartwarming childhood memories, and industry peers showered the couple with love and admiration. But above all, every single guest and every fan watching worldwide could feel the same thing. This was more than a party. This was a celebration of a love so pure and powerful, it had touched millions. If the reception dazzled with music and laughter, then part 5 was where the wedding turned into something ethereal. Every wedding has its highlights, but Boat and Oat's cake cutting, family dances, and lantern release transformed their celebration into a memory carved into the very stars above Bangkok. The wedding cake that stole the show. At the center of the reception hall stood a towering cake that left everyone gasping the moment it was revealed. 12 layers tall, wrapped in white fondant and decorated with delicate golden orchids cascading down the sides, it was less a cake and more a piece of art. At the very top sat 2 figurines, not the usual bride and groom, but 2 grooms holding hands, smiling at each other under a golden arch. The couple walked to the cake together, holding a crystal-handled knife. Guests clapped in rhythm as Boat placed his hand over Oat's, guiding the first slice. The moment their knife cut through, cheers erupted, camera flashes lit up the room, and dispatch reported that livestream numbers broke another record. Fans watching online immediately flooded platforms with captions like "They cut the cake together like kings," and "Even the cake is crying tears of joy." The family dances. As tradition dictated, the next moment was reserved for family. Boat first invited his mother to the dance floor. The orchestra began playing a soft, nostalgic melody, and as they swayed together, Boat whispered something in her ear that made her tear up. Cameras caught her smiling through the tears, patting her son's shoulder lovingly. Oat then stepped forward with his father, who looked visibly emotional but proud. The dance between them was slow, filled with quiet exchanges and laughter. At one point, Oat leaned his head on his father's shoulder, a rare gesture that left many in the audience misty-eyed. But then came the twist that set the internet ablaze. Both families joined the floor at once, pulling Boat and Oat into a circle of love. Parents, siblings, cousins, they all surrounded the couple, clapping and cheering, turning the dance into a joyous family celebration. "This is unity," one guest told Dispatch. "Two families becoming one right before our eyes." The couple's surprise dance. Just when everyone thought the dancing was over, Boat grinned mischievously, tugging Oat to the center. The music shifted from soft classical to an upbeat modern Thai pop song, the very track that had been associated with their first drama together. Gasps filled the room as the newlyweds broke into a playful choreographed routine. Laughter erupted, fans outside screamed, and the livestream chat nearly froze from the flood of comments. Their goofy spins, the way Boat twirled Oat dramatically, and their bursts of laughter mid-dance proved one thing. This wasn't just a glamorous wedding, it was theirs, personal, warm, and true. The lantern ceremony. And then, the moment that felt like magic, the release of the lanterns. Guests and fans were guided outside to the riverside, where thousands of glowing lanterns waited to be lit. The night sky above Bangkok shimmered with stars, but soon it would be joined by even more lights of love. Boat and Oat stood together at the edge of the river, each holding a lantern between them. Cameras zoomed in as they lit the flame inside, their faces glowing in the soft golden light. They closed their eyes briefly, whispering a wish before releasing it into the sky. One by one, guests followed, and soon the sky was alive with floating lanterns, each carrying blessings and hopes. The reflection in the river doubled the magic, creating an image so breathtaking it looked like something from a fairy tale painting. Fans outside the venue screamed and cried as they too were given lanterns to release. Dispatch reporters captured a young fan sobbing into her hands, saying, "This is not just their wedding, it feels like a blessing for all of us too." A sky filled with love. As the lanterns drifted upward, Boat wrapped his arm around Oates' waist, pulling him close. They gazed at the sky together, their heads touching, while cameras captured the moment from every angle. That image, two silhouettes against a river of gold, instantly became the most shared picture of the night. Social media platforms collapsed under the weight of posts. Hashtags like #BoatOatLanterns and #LoveLightsTheSky trended worldwide, with fans calling it the most beautiful wedding scene of all time. Guests' emotional reactions. Guests were interviewed as the lanterns floated higher. One fellow actor said, "I've attended so many weddings, but nothing comes close to this. Tonight, we didn't just celebrate Boat and Oat, we celebrated love itself." Another whispered, "I will never forget this sky." Even celebrities from other countries watching online joined the frenzy, posting congratulatory messages and calling the lantern ceremony a masterpiece of love. An ending that felt like forever. As the final lanterns disappeared into the night, Boat leaned down, kissed Oates' forehead gently, and whispered, "Look, our love has reached the stars." Dispatch microphones caught it, and once again, the internet shattered. Millions cried, laughed, and celebrated, knowing they had just witnessed history. The wedding was no longer just an event, it was a story that would be told for years to come. Dizzy it captured the final chapter of this unforgettable day, the midnight celebrations, private moments shared with fans, and the breathtaking farewell that sealed Boat and Oates' love story forever.